Last week against the Giants, reserve New Orleans quarterback David Wilson came off the bench to throw passes like this. Taken at the 2-yard line by Wes Chandler, and he goes out of bounds. Now it'll be David Wilson starting the ball game today because Archie Manning is still out with an injury. Here we see him hand the ball off to Wayne Wilson. And Wayne Wilson takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. Today, the New Orleans Saints are playing the San Francisco 49ers, who lost to Atlanta last week despite a fine performance by Joe Montana. Here he hits his tight end, Charlie Young, and Young goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Joe Montana likes to throw the football, as do the 49ers, and when he's looking for the deep threat, he is looking for Freddie Solomon, who is down in the corner and gets in just at the flag. Today, it's the passing game of the 49ers against the running game of the New Orleans Saints.
CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, the New Orleans Saints against the San Francisco 49ers.
It's a slightly overcast afternoon at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, the home of the 49ers. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with George Allen here in San Francisco. George, what's it going to take for New Orleans to win this ball game?
Well, for New Orleans to win, they need a big game from George Rogers. He has to rush that football for well over 100 yards. They have to run first. Now, that's more important than ever because they're starting a rookie quarterback, Dave Wilson. If he can go play-action passing, that'll take a lot of pressure off of him.
On the other hand, what about the San Francisco 49ers?
Well, Joe Montana needs a big game throwing against that young secondary of the Saints. However, it would certainly help Montana if they could run the football. The 49ers haven't been able to run the football very effectively.
Now, speaking of the Saints, Wes Chandler's a good deep threat.
Well, what I've found out over the years, Lindsey, is a young quarterback usually features one receiver, follows them all over the field. Look for Wilson and Chandler to team up a lot today.
We had a chance to ask Coach Bum Phillip of the Saints about his young quarterback, David Wilson. We did that moments ago, and this is what he had to say.
He has an excellent arm, but he also has a little sense about where the people are coming from. He can kind of feel people around in the edges, you know, and move around good in the pocket. He's not an extremely fast kid, but he's hard to catch up with.
So now, we're getting ready for the kickoff here at Candlestick Park as the New Orleans Saints will be kicking it off, and that is Russell Erxleben who'll be putting it up. Famous Amos Lawrence is dropped back there deep with Mike Wilson to receive the kickoff for the San Francisco 49ers. There they are, deep men. On the left side is Amos Lawrence, just added to the squad of the San Francisco 49ers, and number 85 is Mike Wilson. Here's the kickoff. It's a knuckleball downfield. Lawrence touched it, but it's going to go across the end line for a touchback. First and 10 at the 20-yard line for the San Francisco 49ers. So the 49ers come up there with Montana at the quarterback. Third-year man from Notre Dame, and Lawrence is coming off the field. Fine running back from North Carolina. Now it's going to be Montana, Ricky Patton, and Earl Cooper are the running backs, wide receivers Solomon and Clark. And the offensive line right there, anchored by the veteran Fred Quillen, the center. Charlie Young's the tight end. They run a slot left for Solomon in the slot for Joe Montana. Quick pitch. Ricky Patton is closed off at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Second down, 10 yards to go. Elois Grooms in to make the tackle for the New Orleans Saints.
Well, Lindsey, they lined up in a slot formation and ran back to the weak side. I said at the start of the show, it would certainly help Montana if they could run that football.
Monty Bennett is the nose tackle here this afternoon. They got a pair of Bennetts, but it's Monty who's starting there, the linebackers. And the deep men. Tommy Myers, the veteran back there. Montana, his first pass of the afternoon, and it's taken by Clark. Dwight Clark, his 21st reception. David Waymer is over there on the corner. On the left corner, it's Waymer, the Notre Damer.
Well, Montana goes play action, fakes away, gets a one-on-one. Clark on Waymer. Good execution. First down.
So the 49ers are first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. They send Solomon to the right side, Dwight Clark to the left side. It's Cooper and Patton in the setbacks. That's Patton. Ricky Patton with a little stutter stuff, and then you go back to the 37. Jim Kovach, linebacker, made the stop. Gain of 6 on the play, makes it second down and 4 yards to go. There are the stats on Ricky Patton.
Well, you know, Lindsey, the Saints are starting number 91, Monty Patton. He's a rookie. They signed him as a free agent. He's a good athlete. He can rush the passer, so it'll be interesting to see how number 91, Monty Bennett, plays today.
Now the 49ers out of an I formation. This is Patton. Ricky Patton looking for the first down, and he's got it. It's a 1st and 10, their second consecutive for the 49ers. It'll be spotted, I think, just in advance of the 41-yard line.
They double-teamed Monty Bennett that time and took him out of the play. Now that type of football, being able to run effectively, will really help Montana.
They were ready to move the sticks on the far side, but now they say measure it. So maybe he didn't pick it up. We'll find out. Ball was spotted. It looked as though he did, but they'll stretch the chain and see. And it did with the length of the football. It's a 1st and 10. Cooper comes out of the ballgame, and Johnny Davis comes in now. The former Alabama back usually comes in as a fine blocker. He was obtained by the 49ers from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when Owens was traded.
When he comes in, he usually blocks and leads you to the play.
He's in the right set here. Ricky Patton's in the left set. So see if they go on a right sweep. Well, they give it to Davis, oddly enough. He gets through to the 46-yard line.
Well, that's good strategy. They've been using him strictly as a blocker. Now they use him as a runner. And I understand, talking to some of the 49ers, he had an excellent week of practice. And that's good by Bill Walsh. When a guy works all week, he ought to get a chance to start when he's 2nd and 3rd string, or at least play a little bit.
Glenn Red came in to make the tackle. Earl Cooper comes back in at the setback. 2nd down, 5 yards to go at the 46-yard line. Montana brings them up. Solomon's in motion across. Penalty marker, and the whistle stops play.
Well, Dan Audick, 61, was in motion.
The referee is Fred Silva.
Ball start, number 61.
Dan Audick.
Well, so far, Lindsey, Montana is doing something that he hasn't been able to do this year. Run the football.
61, offense, ball start, 2nd down.
By the way, he's doing a good job. They got him from the Chargers.
2nd and 11.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 yards to go, maybe 11 yards to go as it's spotted now. Call it 2nd 11. This is Patton. Ricky Patton getting up near the 44-yard line. Be 3rd down, about 8 yards to go. Ken Boydell on in with Glenn Red to make the tackle. The Orleans Saints line up defensively in the 34. And as George Allen pointed out, Monty Bennett, the rookie from Kansas State, is starting at the nose tackle in place of Barry Bennett. Hey, final score, Detroit beat Oakland 16-0.
Isn't that something?
And Cleveland defeated Atlanta, and isn't that something? Right here, we're early in the ballgame. Dropping back is Montana. Steps up, flips it out, taken by Ricky Patton. He lunges up to the 49-yard line. Going to be about 3 or 4 yards short. Dave Waymer on the tackle. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, the Saints confuse Montana. They double both wide receivers. No place to go but underneath.
So as Jim Miller comes in to do the punting, Jeff Groth has dropped back deep. Miller is the barefoot kicker from Ole Miss. Udo Merkins is upfield in tandem about 10 yards in front of Groth. Groth moves up. He takes it at his 12-yard line. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. Groth to the 25. Groth to the 30, and he hits the deck across the 30-yard line at the 31. Terry Tortola coming to make the tackle. And so here, the New Orleans Saints get the ball for the first time this afternoon. They'll get it 1st down and 10 yards to go at their own 31-yard line.
There's nothing we want to watch on TV tonight, but we're still going to watch something great with our RCA video disc player and video discs. Just flip a switch, and on our TV, we see Airplane or The Pink Panther, The Godfather or Grease, Muppets, Monsters, Mickey, MASH, and 100 more, starting as low as $15. And the player costs less than $500. Put it this way, we're watching a great movie, and you're watching us.
It started with one automobile. just fuel efficiency. It started with Lynx. Now, for 1982, Lincoln Mercury presents a totally new Lynx, the 5-door Lynx. Lynx, now more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.
Here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, this is Lindsey Nelson with George Allen. We'd like to welcome all of you who've been watching Atlanta and Cleveland. No score early in this ball game. The rookie quarterback Dave Wilson is starting. Jack Holmes and George Rogers, the setbacks in an I formation. Rogers, the tailback. Heisman Trophy winner at South Carolina last year. Growth in motion to the outside right. Ike Harris is out of the ball game. Taken by Rogers, and he gets it up to the 35-yard line. Carlton Williamson, former Pitt player, comes in to make the tackle.
Well, that's the opening play that we predicted, that Rogers would carry the ball and Holmes would block, and that's what they have to do to win today. They have to have a big game from Rogers, well over 100 yards.
There you see the offensive line. Sam Adams back in there today for New Orleans. They're in an I formation again. Second down, 6 yards to go. Holmes, the blocking back, the fullback. Growth in motion outside left. Here's a quick pitch taken by Rogers again. And it gets up to the 40-yard line.
Well, that's
Dan Buns and Jack Reynolds in to make the tackle.
Yeah, Lindsey, that's a weak side play, and it starts out like it's a weak pitch, a wide play. But all the time, Rogers is looking for an opening, reading the blocking, and it usually ends up in a cutback.
It's a down 3 for the San Francisco 49ers. Linebackers, although at this moment Milt McCall is coming here as well on a 3rd down and a yard to go. Motion across. There's Rogers. He's got the first down. Yards to spare. George Rogers driving, and he goes out of bounds finally near midfield. Penalty markers thrown across the sideline marker. Right hits Jack Reynolds.
Yeah, I think it was a late hit. That was an inside play, and Rogers took it outside. Here it is. Pitch to Rogers again. Holmes blocking. Now he fakes in and goes out. No contain man on the defense. 57. Well, could be a clip there.
Referee Fred Silva is marking it off down to the 34-yard line, and we'll hear an explanation from him.
Defense, number 27.
Yeah.
Personal foul.
That's right.
Late hit, out of bounds.
Carlton Williamson.
Hit him out of bounds.
So it is 1st and 10 for New Orleans now. And the ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. There's Williamson. Played his high school football in Atlanta, Georgia, his college football in Pittsburgh.
Good-looking young defensive back.
First down at 10 yards to go. Rogers and Holmes, the setbacks in the I formation. David Wilson, the rookie quarterback. Taken by Rogers. Fumbled. Ball got away. Recovered by the 49ers at the 30-yard line. Rogers fumble recovered by San Francisco.
He picked up about 7 yards on the play.
It's Eric Wright on the football.
Well, that's how you beat yourself. You can't make mistakes, especially when you have good field position, Lindsey.
They will start 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line as the 49ers get it back.
Dear Atari Anonymous, my son Boris has a missile command problem.
My mission in life is to save all of mankind.
Lately, my daughter has developed a similar problem with Atari warlords. Now, with video pinball, my husband is acting funny lately. With Atari games so ingenious, so involving, so intense, I ask you, Atari Anonymous, is this problem contagious?
Could we see the McCulloch 610 chainsaw?
But you're beavers.
Oh, it's not for us. It's a birthday present for our dad. He just doesn't have the bite he used to.
Well, the 610 sure has power to spare. Come on around back, boys.
Gosh, it starts faster than Dad, too.
That's the electronic ignition.
Gee.
And it's got anti-vibration for smooth cutting.
Gee whiz. What's that?
The chain brake for safety.
Wow.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Can it sing Happy Birthday? Take it easy, Barney.
McCulloch 610. Sawing is believing.
Tuesday, October 6th, it's America's favorite backwoods family in an all-new movie. Buddy Ebsen stars in The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies, October 6th.
Here's a replay on that fumble. Now watch Danny Buns, 57, come over and cause the fumble. Right here. Here he comes. In from the side. Knocks the ball loose. Big play for the 49ers.
Eric Wright got underneath there to grab it up, protected by Archie Reese, so it's 1st and 10 for the 49ers as Danny Buns is along the sideline there. No score. We're in the first quarter. Freddie Solomon wide to the left side. Dwight Clark short to the right side. Running backs a split. Joe Montana goes a screen right. Taken by Patton, Ricky Patton. Got across the 30 and was piled up to 32 by Ricky Jackson, the rookie from Pittsburgh.
Well, Montana had a pretty good call. The Saints dogged on that, and he had a screen. That's usually a pretty good counter for the screen. Here it is. Saints are dogging. Montana dumps it off to Ricky Patton. Good defense by Jackson, 57. Very good defense.
9 minutes remaining to be played in the first quarter. There is no score as Montana brings him up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line. Cooper and Patton. This is Patton again. Ricky Patton getting the brunt of the running game here this afternoon so far for San Francisco. Takes it out to the 35. Kim Kovac, Elois Grooms on the tackle.
Well, Lindsey, Montana's trying to get his running game going. And in the games we've done, I think he's been outstanding. Kept his club in most every game without a running game.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. It's at the 35-yard line. Freddie Solomon in a wide left. Montana over the middle, and it's complete to Dwight Clark. He's got the 1st and 10. Dave Waymer made the hit.
Well, Montana read the dog. The Saints dogged him that time with a 6-man rush, and he read it. Here it is. Here's a replay. Going back to pass, he reads the dog, gets rid of the ball quickly, underneath to Clark. 1st down.
1st and 10 San Francisco. They are doubling Solomon and Clark to the left side. Cooper and Patton are the setbacks for Joe Montana. Going to Cooper and intercepted at the 40-yard line by Dave Waymer. And Waymer runs it back along the sideline inside the 30. It's about the 22-yard line as David Waymer goes out of bounds. Waymer playing the left corner today because of the injury to Johnny Poe.
Well, Lindsey, he overthrew that ball. No chance to complete this pass. Threw a high pass, overthrew his receivers, and threw it right to Waymer. Nice return for the Saints. Great field position now.
Spotted at the 29-yard line. As you see, Dave Waymer. He played both offense and defense during his days at Notre Dame. Ran that one back nicely.
31-yard return, Lindsey.
1st and 10 at the 29. Wes Chandler's in a wide left. Growth in motion to the right side. Chandler on a turnout. He goes out of bounds down near the 21-yard line. Eric Wright on the corner over there. Spotted at the 22.
Well, you mentioned Eric Wright. Last week, Eric Wright had a tough game. Now, Eric Wright is playing deep, so this is a good call. A 5-yard short out to Chandler. That marker is 5 yards. Now watch him. You still don't see the defensive back. See how deep he is now? He's coming up. 21.
2nd down play coming. David Wilson goes to Chandler, incomplete. Ronnie Lott covering defensively. At the top of the show, Coach George Allen was saying that he thought that the young quarterback this afternoon, David Wilson, would be looking for a receiver, and he thought he'd be looking for Wes Chandler. Well, he completed one to Chandler and tried to hit him again. 3rd down play coming. Through 3 yards to go. Growth to the left side, Chandler to the right side. Even up the running backs. Now move him over. Rodgers into a slot right. David Wilson goes to Holmes, his fullback. He is across the 20-yard line. Dan Buns in to make the tackle.
That was a five-man pattern. Everybody out.
They leave the ball right there and they can determine about the 1st down now because it might be inches short. It is short, says referee Fred Silva without measuring. 3 tight ends now.
Yeah,
Tucson Tyler comes in.
They're going for it.
Hardy, Williams, and Tyler in there, and the triple tight end. 4th down play, 4th and less than a yard. Inside the 20-yard line. Holmes ahead of Rogers. Rogers drops the ball. San Francisco recovers. Second turnover. It's Danny Buns who recovered the fumble. Danny Buns is being tagged as David Wilson tries to get back there to him because they were simply going on the principle if you haven't been touched, get up and go.
Right. That's being alert. That's good football on the 49ers part. The Saints have had great field position twice. Both times they've stopped themselves.
So it'll start now with the San Francisco 49ers in possession. They'll have the ball at their own 22-yard line, and there is no score here in the first quarter.
If your morning shave is turned into a nightmare, gotcha. Wake up to the exclusive twin-action Norelco Rotatract razor. Inside 3 floating heads, twin-action grips and raises hair up, then razors hair off, closer than ever. For twin blade closeness without a nick or cut, the twin-action Norelco Rotatract razor, cord or rechargeable. Because for close shaves,
there's no action like twin action.
Let the Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 2 give your business the competitive edge.
Hey, a TRS-80. You bet. And Radio Shack's programs do my accounting, payroll, inventory, even word processing.
But was it tough to set up?
Not at all. The TRS-80 has low startup costs, requires no formal training, and it's expandable. Saves me time and money, and that's the competitive edge.
The TRS-80 Model 2 from $38.99 only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Here's the fumble, 4th and 1. Rogers never has the ball. You see that? He never had really possession of the ball. The quarterback should put that ball in firmly so he feels it.
1st and 10 for San Francisco at the 22. Montana, their quarterback. Paul Hofer's in there now. Hofer's got the football. Up to the 25-yard line. About a year ago, Paul Hofer tore up a knee. He had surgery. And he's been working back, and he's about reached the point where the 49ers figure they've got to call on Hofer and find out to what extent he can play.
It's good to see him back in there. I think he's going to get a real test today, and they need him not only now but the rest of the year.
Cooper and Hofer the setbacks. Mike Schumann and Dwight Clark are the wide receivers in there now. Clark is coming to a wide left. Running backs in an I formation. Hofer to the outside. Just short of the sticks. Dave Wimmer on the tackle with Jim Kovac.
Well, Hofer's running with authority, and the fans like it. The more he can run and get hit, the better he'll be. Here it is, from the eye. Fullback leading the play. Hofer going outside, using his blocking. They're measuring for a first down now.
They've taken the sticks all the way across, and it is a 1st and 10. Brian Peets has come in at a tight end now. Johnny Davis and Paul Hofer are the setbacks in the game for San Francisco. Montana looking to the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 32. They've got Schumann in a wide right. Give it inside. Johnny Davis carrying. Gets across the 35. Kovac again on the tackle along with Eloy Scruggs.
Well, they had 2 tight ends in that play, Lindsey, so they really are trying to run that football. They also have Johnny Davis in there, 38, so they got 3 good blockers.
2nd down, 5 yards to go at the 37. Charlie Young and Brian Peets, both tight ends in there. Johnny Davis and Paul Hofer in at the setbacks. Mike Schumann out of wide receiver. This Hofer, I beg your pardon. Davis carried. Glenn Red was in to make the tackle, the rookie from Brigham Young. Davis coming off. Cooper's coming back on.
Here it is. Gives the ball to the fullback, coming back to the weak side. He had two hands on it, protecting it pretty good. Now it's 3rd and 1.
3rd and short here now. Schumann in motion across. Cooper. Penalty marker is strong. He was struggling to get to the first down sticks. Tom Myers on the tackle. Myers there looking up, number 37.
It didn't look like he made it. Tom Myers, they're hitting the underneath man. Saints played this pretty good. Now watch Myers come up and hit him, lock his arms around him. And Waymer up there, I don't think he made it.
Offensive interference call is a preliminary signal. Fred Silva will tell us about it. Silva wants to talk to Tom Myers, who's the captain back there for the New Orleans Saints. It'll be their option.
Offensive pass interference. Offense, refuse, 4th down.
That's because he didn't make it, and 4th down is coming up, so they elected to bring up the punt.
That's the call to make.
Jim Miller coming in. The barefoot boy will do the kicking again. Look at this. The Eagles have beaten Washington by a score of 36-13. Overtime, Cincinnati and Buffalo at 24. Miller, Growth is deep. Long, high spiraling kick. Hits on the 4, into the end zone. It'll be blown dead there for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 59-yarder for Jim Miller.
And a 5.0 hang time, Lindsey. That's excellent.
Really put it up there. He has been somewhat erratic, but the barefoot boy this time really put it out of there. And so it'll be New Orleans taking over. They'll have it 1st and 10. They'll have it at the 20, and we have 3:50 to play in the quarter.
Here's to good friends.
Beautiful. I thought we were just taking a ride in the country.
We are. This is the scenic route.
Boy, don't say.
Now, hang on, it gets better at the top. What could be better?
How about the same view with a thick steak and a cold Lowenbrow?
Yeah, better.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
All in favor of missing the next tram down?
Let it be.
Motion carried.
Food, clothes, just about everything seems to cost more today. One reason young families think they can't afford life insurance.
Allstate update, lower life insurance rates.
Now, Allstate's cut prices up to 20% on a lot of their life insurance. Like this $100,000 level term policy that now only costs a 28-year-old father about $19 a month. Before you buy, come in and compare. For life, home, or auto, you're in good hands with Allstate.
On CBS Sports Saturday, Boom Boom Mancini challenges 3-time champion Alexis Arguello for the WBC Lightweight Championship on CBS Sports Saturday.
Along the sidelines, Ike Harris there just moving up with his arms folded, who is not even in pads this afternoon.
I learned to respect him when I was with the Redskins and he was with St. Louis. He's done a fine job for the Saints.
1st and 10 now for the Saints. They have the ball at the 20-yard line. David Wilson is their quarterback today. Growth is in motion across. He's playing Harris's position. George Rogers got it out across the 25. Danny Buns in to make the tackle. Again, about 5, makes it 2nd and 5. Danny Buns having his finest year ever with the San Francisco 49ers.
And you know, Lindsey, I think one of the reasons is number 64, playing right alongside of him, Jack Reynolds. Jack's the type of guy that'll help the entire defense, but especially the linebackers. Now, if you watch Jack, he's in every play.
Hacksaw Reynolds. Again, it is Rogers. Well, right up the middle, he runs a broken field to the 39-yard line before Dwight Hicks brings him down. It was a 12-yard gain.
Well, this is what they have to do. It's a draw play. Good blocking at the point of attack. Now watch him lower the shoulder and go forward.
They've got Wes Chandler coming out to the left side. They got Growth to the right side. Penalty markers thrown. Rogers got to the 40-yard line. Jim Stuckey was there on the tackle along with Dan Buns. Holding is indicated against New Orleans. That's the preliminary signal.
You know, Lindsay, it used to be that you never saw, very seldom, I shouldn't say never, saw holding against a team with a running play. See, you hold against a pass, but not a run. Now, that was a running play and they were holding.
The Jets 33 and Houston 17, a final score.
That's the Jets' first win.
Red Silver's marking off the penalty. Puts it back at the 29.
Offense, number 67, holding.
Stan Brock.
First down.
First and 20 at the 29.
Stan Brock has a chance to be an all-pro. All he needs is experience to play and learn. He's going to be a good one.
Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes are the setbacks. Now Rogers has gone to the sideline. Wayne Wilson had the final lunge up to the 35-yard line. Danny Buns was there with Willie Harper on the tackle. There's a finally in overtime. Pittsburgh 27, New England 21.
And you know what happened on that? New England scored the tying touchdown with 24 seconds to play. Matt Cavanaugh hit Stanley Morgan. And then Terry Bradshaw hit Lynn Swan with a 24-yard touchdown pass to win 27-21. Heck of a game.
It is Bum Phillips along the sideline with George Rogers. Second and 14 at the 35-yard line. Wayne Wilson, Jack Holmes, the running backs. David Wilson looking for Chandler, and he's got it. Where's Chandler? Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Dwight Hicks made the tackle.
Well, two things happened there. The 49ers dogged. The Saints picked it up. Here it is. Watch the 49ers dog. There's 57 bunch dogging. The Saints picked it up, and Chandler ran a quarter pattern, one-on-one, beautiful throw. Kept them inbounds. Big play, well executed.
Picked up 39 yards.
Here it is again. See, he's watching Chandler all the way. A nice throw, cradles it in.
George Rogers is back in the ballgame. He's at the tailback just now. First and 10 at the 26. Taken by Holmes, his fullback. He struggled through to the 24-yard line for two. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go. Carlton Williamson made the stop.
Now what he did on that play is fake to Rogers, 38, and gave the ball to Holmes. Gave it to the front man, the fullback.
That's Holmes coming back to the huddle. 4-year man from Texas Southern. There is no score. We have 1 minute 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Chandler to the left side. Jeff Groth to the right side. David Wilson. Incomplete. He had Larry Hardy out there. He had Jeff Groth running deeper than that. He had Chandler on the other side. Ronnie Lott was covering defensively. Third down and 8 yards to go as Wilson looks for the play.
You know, Lindsay, I think this young quarterback shows a lot of poise. He overthrew his receivers purposely. They were covered, not take a chance to try to get it in there and force it in there and maybe get an interception.
Wayne Wilson has come in. George Rogers has come out for the third down play here. Groth to the left side. Chandler right. And they move Wayne Wilson to a slot right. David Wilson. Groth, and it's touchdown to Groth.
Well, I tell you what, he also showed something there. He showed a lot of savvy there. He had plenty of time to throw. And watch him step up. If we see the replay, now watch him step up. Watch him step up right here. He feels the pressure. And instead of running, he throws a perfect pass right in the fingertips for a touchdown.
24 yards to Jeff Groth. Conversion attempt coming. Benny Ricardo went with Myers holding for him. Snap to Myers. Ricardo boots. It's good. And so as they come back up the field, we have 1:37 remaining in the first quarter. And the New Orleans Saints have gone out in front by a score of 7-0. Next weekend, CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League continues. You'll see either these same San Francisco 49ers versus the Washington Redskins or the Dallas Cowboys against the St. Louis Cardinals. That's next Sunday on CBS Sports. And don't forget, it all starts with the NFL Today.
Here's the touchdown again. Drop back pass. He's watching his receiver, but this is a smart thing. He steps up to avoid the rush. Instead of running, he sees his receiver as open, puts it right in the fingertips.
Now deploying to receive it is Amos Lawrence, number 20, Mike Wilson, number 85 for the 49ers. And it'll be Russell Erxleben kicking off for the New Orleans Saints.
That was Stuckey that put pressure on him, Lindsey. They've missed him. He's had an ankle injury and hasn't been effective. He's a solid football player.
Sunny and slightly overcast afternoon here at Candlestick Park. Good football day in San Francisco. Ball is in the air, and Lawrence is waiting at the 5-yard line. Across the 20 and across the 30. Tucson Tyler made the tackle.
Well, you know, that kick return shows me one thing. Even though he didn't bring it back too far, he's got great speed. He's the type of guy that can go all the way.
The Bucks are leading the Cards 6-0 in the first quarter. Montana there calling the next play in the huddle. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Clark and Solomon a double to the left side. Paul Hofer, Earl Cooper are the setbacks. That's Hofer in motion outside right. Earl Cooper. Got to the 34. And 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Monty Bennett and Ricky Jackson made the tackle for New Orleans.
Speaking of Amos Lawrence again, I have a report that he's run a 4.440. So that's racehorse speed. He has a chance to help this ball club. They could use a little more speed in that offensive backfield.
Less than a minute remaining to be played in the first quarter. Defensive unit along the sideline for the 49ers. Hofer, Paul Hofer. And he drives for another first down. Elois Grooms and Tom Myers.
You know what I like about Hofer? He is not the racehorse runner, but he's going forward. Now, he picked up that last 2 yards on his own. He lowered his shoulders, kept his feet driving, kept his knees pumping, picked up the first down on his own.
That was a trademark of the Paul Hofer when he was healthy. He would drive, and he would put his head down and drive in there. And the question was, after knee surgery, can he continue to do that? He was driving on the last play. First and 10 at the 41-yard line. This is Earl Cooper. Gets about a yard before Jim Kovac stops him.
Well, they had faulty ball handling on that. They almost collided as Montana pivoted, did the reverse pivot in.
Lots of traffic as time ran out in the quarter, and Montana heads for the sideline to talk it over with Bill Walsh and the Board of Strategy. So the first quarter has ended here at Candlestick Park as the New Orleans Saints are leading it now by a score of 7-0.
Hey, Roger. Do you mind if I borrow your Wagoneer to go camping?
Well,
Hey, Raj. I'm off to the slopes. Can I take the Wagoneer?
Well, pretty smart, Raj, owning a Jeep Wagoneer. You've got the security of four-wheel drive and about the same mileage as a full-size two-wheel drive wagon. If only your neighbors were smart.
Hey, Roger! Can I borrow the Wagoneer?
Get your own Wagoneer or Cherokee with a $750 introductory rebate from Jeep.
RCA's Video Expo Days.
Now our best video systems for 1982 are also remarkable values. Encounter ColorTrack's sharp, vivid picture and get $100 off selected models with a trade-in. Discover RCA's big, bright projection TV and get $150 off with a trade-in. Or buy selected VCRs and get over $100 worth of blank tapes and discounts. For details, see your participating RCA dealer by October 25th.
We're Exxon. We're Bill Welch, whose people are finding new ways to discover and produce oil and gas. We're Tony Wong, testing the effect of Arctic ice on offshore oil operations. We're Tony Brown, making computer maps of promising oil areas. We're Lyle Finn, developing a new concept in offshore oil platforms for deep waters. We're Bob Brovey, using satellite photographs to spot new areas which may yield energy. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
New Orleans 7, San Francisco nothing. We start playing the second quarter here. And in the first quarter, Dallas 3, New York Giants nothing.
Yeah, Septien kicked a 36-yard field goal.
We're at the point now where the races are starting to take shape, and there's a big game coming up next week that's looming in the Eastern Division of the NFC, Dallas and the St. Louis Cardinals.
You know, those two teams always put on a high-scoring game. No matter what St. Louis's record is, they seem to play Dallas pretty good. And no matter where the game is played, it's a good game.
Game will be seen next week on many of these same stations. Now here's St. Louis. They are trailing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 6 in the first quarter.
Well, we have that game. We do Tampa next week, Lindsey.
You'll be right there.
Tampa and Detroit. Detroit won today. That should be a good ball game.
49ers have the ball 2nd and 9. They have it at the 42-yard line. Joe Montana has quarterbacked them throughout the first quarter. Paul Hofer and Earl Cooper are the setbacks. Solomon in motion across. Joe Montana swings it out to Cooper. Penalty marker is thrown. Penalty marker is thrown to the umpire, and I think it's holding, and moved up to the 47 for 5.
Yeah,
Ricky Jackson, Glenn Red made the tackle.
A real late call, and Montana wanted to go downfield, and he couldn't, and he dumped it off to Cooper. I think it's number 68.
Umpire Ralph Moorcroft made the call, and Fred Silver is pacing it off.
Offense, number 68, holding, 2nd down.
John Ayers.
Here it is. Let's see if we can see it. There's 68. Yeah, he's got a hold of him there. Oh, he got a takedown. If that were wrestling, he'd get 2 points.
Still 2nd down. Solomon to the left side, Clark to the right side. Montana. Screen right to Hofer. Bounced out of bounds by big Ricky Jackson, 230-pound rookie from Pitt.
Well, now you see, even though he only made a few yards, this was a good call. It's a screen pass. It just got called for holding. Quick setup. Dump it off to 36, Hofer. You shouldn't lose anything on it. You shouldn't be sacked.
3rd and long at the 35-yard line, about 3rd and 17. Hofer's in the left set, Cooper in the right. Montana. Solomon. And he made the catch at the 45-yard line.
Great job of keeping his feet in. The ball was out of the field of play, and Solomon kept both feet in.
20-yard pickup.
Let's see if we can see that. Watch Solomon run, driving the defender off. Now he breaks for the sideline. Now watch his feet. Both feet right in. Tap, tap. Here it is again. Oh, excellent shot. Great shot.
So the 49ers have a 1st down in New Orleans territory outside the 45-yard line. Here's Hofer. Got about 2. Dave Waymer made the tackle on that corner.
And you see Hofer was hit there on the line of scrimmage, and he still made 2 yards with his drive and body lean.
2nd and 8. We're early in the second quarter. This is Lindsey Nelson with George Allen at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. New Orleans is leading by a score of 7-0. Dwight Clark to the left side, Freddie Solomon to the right side, running backs in an I formation. Montana has it. Goes a screen left to Hofer. They got to the 38 before Tom Myers came up to stop him. Picked up 5 on the screen left.
Well, the Saints are doing a pretty... Oh, looks like he pulled a hamstring.
Hofer holding the back of the thigh there as he comes off.
That often happens. He's getting a big hand. They like him here because he gives you everything he has all the time. That happens when you've laid off and you haven't really tested yourself, Lindsey, and you go all out. I hope it isn't too serious. Here, let's see if we can see it. It's a screen pass to Hofer off a play action. Now he dumps it off to him. Let's watch him right here.
Ricky Patton is carrying. And he gets it to the 35-yard line. Glenn Red in to make the tackle. They look for the possible first down.
Yeah. Checking Hofer out on the bench there.
It is a 1st and 10 for San Francisco. Montana on the huddle. Ricky Patton, Johnny Davis are the setbacks in there. Montana. Incomplete. Dwight Clark, the intended receiver.
Well, Montana might have gotten that ball in there, but there was a lot of traffic. He was pretty well covered. Here it is. He wants to hit Clark on a stop pattern, which is his favorite pattern. There it is. There's Clark. Both guys are running the stop. Solomon and Clark.
So Montana split the difference. And it's going to be 2nd down, 10 yards to go at the 35. Dwight Clark and a wide left. Solomon and a wide right. Ricky Patton. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited.
Now Sam White's the quarterback coach is up in the press box. He relays some calls down to Bill Walsh. Montana gets all his signals, all his plays from the sidelines.
Cooper started out onto the field and now has come back to the sideline. A little late, 3rd and 5. That's Patton in motion, back to the inside. Montana. And it's complete. Taken at the 17-yard line by Dwight Clark. It's a 1st and 10. Tom Myers covering, 15 yards.
Well, we talked about Clark's favorite pattern is about a 12-yard hook, and here it is. You hook up between the defenders. Very difficult to cover. Very good execution. Nice first down call. A type of pass that can pick up a first down.
So trailing by 7 points here in the second quarter. The 49ers have the ball 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Mike Wilson has come in. Dwight Clark has come out. Patton inside the 15 to about the 13.
Well, you know, I think the 49ers today are mixing their running and passing better than we've seen them all year, Lindsey.
Report on Hofer is a pulled hamstring. He might return. Archie Manning along the sideline.
That's unusual to see Archie there.
Earl Cooper, Ricky Patton are the setbacks. 2nd down. Now it's a reverse end around, and Solomon is spinning. Trying to get to the first down sticks. Dave Wimmer on the tackle along with Rave.
Well, that's a good call. You need speed to run that. And Solomon has that type of speed and quickness.
Reddy Solomon, who's a quarterback in his college days.
Here it is. Solomon lines up as a wing, fakes to the halfback, little pitch to Solomon. Now he just has to turn it on. I'd like to see him put the ball in the other arm.
Johnny Davis comes in there. Earl Cooper comes off now for the 49ers. 3rd down and a yard to go at the 8-yard line. Big 3rd down play. Patton and Davis, the setbacks. Davis, he's got it. First down and goal to go.
Well, that's an oddity for Davis. He usually ends up blocking and letting the halfback carry the ball.
It's at the 6-yard line. First and goal. Bill Walsh, head coach and general manager of the 49ers.
That was a big first down for the 49ers.
New Orleans leading 7-0. The 49ers threatening here with 10 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. Set it up in a wing right. Again, it's taken by Davis. And he's in for the touchdown. Johnny Davis for the touchdown. So the man who usually does the blocking has been coming out here this afternoon as a ball carrier.
Well, straight ahead, power running, lowering the boom. Good blocking at the point of attack. Look at that power. Good leg drive. We said he had a good week in practice, and Walsh is rewarding him by letting him play, and he's come through.
Matt Barr will attempt the conversion. It's up and it's good. And so as they come back up the field at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, with 9 minutes 52 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, the score is tied. New Orleans 7, San Francisco 7.
At Transamerica, we're out to make your life a little brighter with loans from Transamerica Financial.
Last call for flight 1.
With low-cost international flights from Transamerica Airlines. And even with machines from Transamerica de Laval that help light up whole cities.
First-rate service at a fair price. Transamerica.
Bid $100,000 for this Mercedes-Benz today, and you'll bid too low. Offer the owner of this Mercedes $300,000, and he'll just smile. $50,000 for this Mercedes? Not enough. Classic engineering breeds classic resale performance. When it comes to retaining value, the cars of Mercedes-Benz have made history, and history does have a way of repeating itself.
Monday, October 5th.
Action!
Host Harrison Ford shows us how they created the great stunts for the box office smash Raiders of the Lost Ark. Monday, October 5th.